All right, guys, welcome to the second installment of the Scamscast Podcast. I am your host, and this probably might even be our first one. We might not even release the first one, but, we're just here.
This is 1.25 right here.
1.25, 1A.
Got Lara here.
And Duhan.
Man, nobody told you to introduce yourself. They know who you are. Maybe.
All right, man.
There are going to be
several.
There are going to be literally dozens of us who drive and listen to this, so they won't know.
Yeah, probably.
Just saying.
Yeah, I just got a text message from my buddy. He's talking to me about Thai boat.
Bro.
So this morning I went to go get some Thai boat. If you guys don't know what that is, Thai boat is like pho, and like pho on steroids.
Absolutely.
But if you don't know what pho is, you should probably go kill yourself. You need to get out more. Pho.
That's not too bad because I didn't know about pho until I lived in Fresno. I didn't know about pho until I worked at Shams.
That's real. So it is a Vietnamese. What do you say? It's a Vietnamese. Pho is a Vietnamese soup that has a lot of times it does have some interesting parts, which does remind me of menudo from the Mexican side of me, I guess.
Yeah.
But it has like some beef,
tripe,
tendon,
and it's cooked. It's used. It's beef based, so they use beef bones to boil it and for the broth. So that's the base of the broth. And it's really good. It's really wholesome. It's a noodle dish.
It's an amazing thing when you have a hangover.
Yeah, but then
hangover cure.
What Thai boat is they pretty much took that recipe and ran with it. So what they do is they add fried pork belly, all sorts of seasonings. They add coagulated blood.
Which
I know it sounds gross.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm saying it sounds gross, but it really adds a nice richness. I mean, honestly, blood does add a nice richness to anything that it is. So if you let them, once you start chopping them up, let them settle in.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it makes such a rich broth.
Yeah, and it adds, and it's coagulated, so it's like a Jello type flan, but irony. It's really good, guys. Lara hasn't tried it yet. I have to go take him out to try it. But then one of my buddies that he just texted me right now, I actually put him onto it, and this guy's in love with it. This guy, he stopped eating pho, and he's Thai boat all the way now.
It's understandable, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's good comfort food.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Well, Lara, you gotta try it though, man. I know that blood probably is gonna gross you out, but
No, I mean,
he's Mexican.
So as far as being Mexican, like I've had some stuff that normally I grew up on it, so it didn't seem like anything. But when I tell other people what's in it, they're like, "Why would you eat that?"
yeah,
Like menudo.
Yeah, like menudo. It sounds horrible to someone who maybe never, had it growing up, but once you have it, and what it's like.
I guess for the uninitiated,
Yeah.
menudo. We're just doing this. I guess we're doing a food podcast today.
maybe. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. We kind of go off the seat of our pants. But menudo is, it is it's another soup, but it has hominy. So this little corn balls, hominy, and also, but even better is that there's actually the stomach lining, the tripe. So it's kind of it does. Notice a lot of these things have similar things. They do have a lot of the different end products because you wanted to make sure that all you're using all parts of an animal.
All parts of the animal,
which is very important in a lot of cultures.
I feel like that's lost in American culture, where everyone wants just to eat the meat, and they don't want to eat everything that goes along with the animal. I feel like it's such a waste to slaughter an animal and let things go to waste. That's perfectly edible.
They're slowly changing that. I mean, now, you guys see, bone marrow. People are eating bone marrow now, doing all that, because that stuff is actually the best, richest part of an animal. But
like fish heads, like my mom buys fish heads, and like we make soups out of it. You know what I mean? Like when you grow up in a poor village, like my mom did, you kill an animal. You don't want to just take all the meat. You want to, obviously you want to eat the meat, but then the leftovers, you want to do something with it. So you boil it. You preserve it. You do something with it to prolong its life and basically to prolong your life. Its sustenance. So yeah, speaking of that, I just watched this What the Health documentary on Netflix, and I guess it's been really popular. So I wanted to check it out and see what it was all about, and I have some interesting takes on it. So pretty much, What the Health is a guy. He's going around basically talking about food and going to these companies and how like the American Heart Association, the American Diabetes Association are all backed and sponsored by big companies like Kraft that make like these sugar-filled yogurts, by Dannon, by all these big companies, and basically he's trying to get to the source of the health issues behind these foods. But pretty much I felt like it was kind of biased in a way, but he was basically trying to back a vegan diet and why you should become vegan. That was pretty much my takeaway from it. Anthony's seen some of it and he knows.
So I did, So actually, my girlfriend watched this documentary, and she was just adamant that she had to turn vegan that day. And then I was like, man, this must have some really good rhetoric, and whatnot. But unfortunately, it's just all hyperbole. Where they're saying there's I couldn't finish watching it because there's just some things that are just a little too much. Like I remember there was one part where they were talking about eggs.
Eggs being as bad as 5 cigarettes.
Yeah, and then
one egg is as bad as 5 cigarettes.
Yeah, and they're saying actually it wasn't like sugar that was causing diabetes. It was actually fat, and so they were trying to cherry pick these ideas
definitely
to make sure to try to push your narrative. But also I started looking. Of course, what do you think the director is? He's vegan. What do you think every single doctor they interviewed is? They're vegan. Mm-hmm. Everybody who's doing that. So, I'm big on actually seeing both sides of the story. I want to be able to see it. So, if you actually I wouldn't be more impressed if there were some individuals who, actually weren't just plant-based, were able to do that because, okay, yes, one of the arguments is yes, there is less heart disease for those who are vegan because yes. Yeah. The majority of people who are vegan are more health conscious. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean everybody is, but because the majority of people in the lower socioeconomic levels, they don't have that privilege to be able to just be vegan. They are eating terrible things. They don't have the ability. So yes, they're not maybe caring too much about what they eat. They're trying to make sure they're getting those calories in. So yes, of course, when you say this whole population which is majority of people who are omnivores, of course there's going to be more prevalent diseases in that matter. Honestly, for me, I'm fat. Yeah. And I eat meat, but really, what I really need, you guys probably gonna hear my voice, but yeah, maybe I should stop drinking beer. Drinking beer would probably be a lot better for me than, and also, yes, I probably should eat more vegetables. Actually, I eat a good amount of vegetables. I like vegetables, but just saying, okay, that's automatically, you're gonna go vegan. It just, I hate things like that because it's so misleading.
I feel like there's a lot of half-truths and a lot of biases towards his agenda. Basically, he wanted to put out studies that were in favor of his political, or not political, but his views.
Right, he's gonna put out what backs himself up, and not show the other side of.
Oh, absolutely not. But that's the thing, and that's why I love documentaries. But yeah, sorry, continue.
No, because that's what's going on. I mean, I'm sure there's. I know moderation. I know I've heard red meat. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you can, don't really eat it. Yeah. But if you must,
if you're eating a steak 3 times a day, then yeah, you're
right. That's what I mean. Eat it, but eat it just like anything in moderation.
Exactly.
And the whole thing about one egg being 5 cigarettes. That just sounds
you know what this is? This is hashtag fake news right here.
Fake news.
This is what they've been talking about.
Yeah. But what's crazy to me? Like, people eat this stuff up. I'm like, you can't see that he has this agenda. Like, people are telling me, have you seen it? Like, dude, I want to go vegan. I'm like, dude, there's nothing wrong with going vegan, but go for the right reasons, not because you saw a documentary.
I'm open to going vegan. I'm open to going vegan for a month, just because it will force me to be able to try different things and expand my palate.
Exactly.
But don't feed me bullshit.
Exactly.
Don't feed me bullshit.
But speaking of that, you guys might think I'm feeding into the bullshit, but I actually am gonna go vegan, but not like crazy. I'm gonna go vegan once a week. So I'm pretty sure it'd be great for my body just to recharge and cleanse out my system, because I drink a lot of beer, guys. I drink a lot of alcohol, and I eat a lot of meat. So I feel like having one day just to balance it out would be great. Like, I do have a pretty good diet, but I don't feel like there's anything wrong with doing a vegan diet. It's just this documentary is kind of pushing the line of half truths and basically pushing their agenda on people and trying to scare people into changing their lifestyle.
All right, I got a question that kind of makes me think. All right, so this is the documentary. This guy's pushing his agenda, whatever. Right? Now, would it be okay for, let's say, the U.S. or let's say it's in a smaller country, whatever, to push the same thing and tell you the same things that this guy's telling you in order to create healthier citizens? They're trying to give you a better life. They're lying to you, but the benefits of being vegan and doing all these things.
So you're basically saying the ends justify the means.
Right.
I guess I'm putting on my libertarian hat right now. It's just no, absolutely not. I think the biggest part And I think the biggest thing for any democracy is to make sure to have education and be educated on things and let people make their decisions. But the thing is, it needs to be just purely the facts, and also needs to be equal and even, because like honestly, to be fair, they're saying right now, like even like the idea of having the balanced diet where it was so carb heavy, they're saying actually that is not something that's actually healthy for us, but it was the government trying to push it. I sound like a conspiracy theorist now, but but it was the government trying to say like, hey, you should eat this, and guess who was part of that? Those are cereal brands like that, trying to say like, oh, you need to have these foods in breakfast. You start a healthy diet. If we find out that's not true, that actually is better. You know, if you're having more better, holy cow, with vet fruits, actual things. You know, so
I feel like I'd have to disagree with that, because at the end of the day, I'd rather be told the truth and accept it than be told a lie and, for my own good. Like, I feel like just give me the right knowledge, and I'm going to go a lot further than that than if you just lie to me and I try to, like, live longer or whatever the fuck. Because this documentary, man, it's sensationalized, man.
Absolutely.
Like, shit, bro. 1 egg, 5 cigarettes? Fuck
yeah,
that.
They had a video of, like, the mother cooking the cigarettes for the
with
kids.
Sausages and
yeah,
shit.
exactly. Oh, yeah, and then I'm just like, really? Like, and that's the thing, like, but then these mothers like, oh my gosh, I'm killing my kids.
Exactly. But I feel like there is something to, like, the processed meats where, like, it's in a factory and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I try to stay away from processed meats. It's hard nowadays, but, I try. But, fuck, like, 5 cigarettes? You're crazy.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think they said, like, honestly, but then also, I don't know if you guys have ever seen, I did send, and I felt bad. I'm a self-professed asshole. I sent my girlfriend it's a website about the dangers of like monohydroxide dioxide, which is literally. So I was saying like, oh yeah, it's in all these poisons. It's in antifreeze. It's in all these different things. And she's like, oh my gosh, why do we have this? And I was like, and finally after 20 minutes, I said, babe, you know what hydrogen dioxide is? I can't say words right now. It's H2O. It's water. Like, yes, water's and everything, but just because say like, oh, well, cigarettes have this much amount of X, which is just a very banal thing with as much as an egg. Yeah. Like, that's actively misleading.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I feel like, it's kind of crazy. I don't want to knock anybody that hasn't gone to college and all that stuff. Well, even people that have gone to college, they kind of eat these documentaries up.
Girls and masters.
I know you girls and masters, but still. Like, a lot of my professors taught me to actually think for myself. Like, no, if somebody tells you this, go do the research yourself and find out what their agenda is and what, somebody's trying to push. So I feel like that helped me when I watched this documentary. Like, no, like, I'm not just gonna straight believe that. I wanna do my own research. I wanna get facts for myself and see what their actual agenda is.
And that's my big thing right there.
I agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
College did help me with that.
What do you guys think? You guys think I can do a 1 day?
I think you could do. I think you could probably do 3 days. I bet you could do 3 days. I mean,
no, I don't want to push that.
Well, no, I mean, honestly, I think it wouldn't be terrible. Like, yes, I should probably cut out. Like, yeah, I do. At least I think 2 out of 3 meals. I always have a protein. I always have some kind of like actually not just a protein. I always have a animal byproduct. An animal product,
cheese, something.
Yeah. So so like I'm not a big pasta guy. I like eating just like meat, vegetables.
Same here.
And drink a lot of beer. And that's the issue.
If there's animal byproducts in beer, bro, I couldn't do it.
That's real.
What do you think, Laura? You think I can do it?
Yeah, I mean, 1 day doesn't sound too bad. I think you're underselling yourself. I think you could do 3.
Nah, fuck that. Oh, guys, that noise right there, I was opening up the Coors Light. They're not our sponsors and all of that.
We're waiting for you.
They're waiting for something. All right.
Well, I'm having a beautiful Pabst Blue Ribbon Bolshevik.
Yeah.
Because they're no longer
American.
Yeah, established in Milwaukee, but the Russians bought them. So
the Russians bought them out. Hey, but Kentucky Fried Chicken got bought out by a Chinese company.
Oh yeah, mm-hmm. Everything is like, or whiskey's getting bought by a lot of Japanese customers.
No, Japanese, they love whiskey.
Which they make some good whiskey too.
Yeah.
Ooh, soon. I'm excited. Actually, let me show you the test. Actually, just got these little Flaviar. Oh, so for those who see, I have this thing that I buy into is called Flaviar, where they actually send you quarterly. They send you different tastings
Different
and
semens
whatnot.
from different men.
No, it's a little
Trying to
different.
figure out if it's Mexican or Colombian.
I don't think that's how it works. I don't know. I'm not an expert on it like you guys, but I don't know. But anyway, so like right here, I got 3 little vials of these actually pretty nice stuff. Like an 18-year-old Dalmore, which is 18-year-old Scotch. There's a 21-year-old Eldorado rum. Yeah. There's Copal Poli, which is a grappa. So I'm hoping soon we're gonna actually do a little tasting during here.
Definitely.
And honestly, for me, I kind of get off on being pretentious. So.
And if you guys don't know about this, Duhan is a compulsive shopper. Like, this guy would drop money on probably the most frivolous things. Like, if a little girl tried to sell him Like what would a little girl sell you? You'd probably buy.
I remember one time I walked by and I bought like 6 boxes of Girl Scout cookies because they were. I'm sorry, they're all freaking cute. They were all just like, please buy my cookie. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And then also
the cookies, goddammit.
You are disgusting. No, and then also I don't know. Just I just don't have the best control. I don't know. I make a lot of just very quick decisions.
Yeah, definitely.
It's worked out for me in life, so I'll take it.
Yeah, this weekend I went to one of my buddies' houses, and he was talking to me about, hey, did you say what I told you on the podcast? I said, no. And I was like, you want me to say it on the podcast? He goes, I don't care. So I might as well say it.
Well,
so
no, what are you going to say?
I was at his son's birthday party. So him and his baby's mother are still together. They still do their thing, but he has a side woman.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this side woman is deeply in love with him. Like, deeply. And she's been known to try to get pregnant by him.
Ooh-wee.
On purpose.
Ooh-wee.
So he's told me of situations where they've actually had sex and she's gone and grabbed the condom and tried to put it into herself. Like, no lie.
This before. Holy cow.
All right. And now she's pregnant, guys.
Oh.
Yeah. She is pregnant. Like, and I told him, I'm like, what are you gonna do, man? Like, what are you gonna do? He's like, I just told you to leave me out of it. I said, what? I was like, bro, you can't do that. Like,
I have a question for you. Does the baby mama know about the side chick?
Nobody knows except me and the baby mama.
But the unnamed.
No, not the baby mama.
The new
side chick. The side chick knows.
Okay.
Well, obviously the side chick.
Yeah, obviously.
Oh, they're good, very good, Anthony.
I think they stop recording. 1 second.
But yeah. So that's pretty much what's happening, and I'm like, dang, dude, you're fucking in a situation. I'm like, what are you gonna do? He's like, I don't know. I'm gonna try to convince her to abort the baby, and I'm like, fuck, dude. But she's not going for it, so I'm like, dang, talk about side chicks, and I was like, dude, why were you still fucking her while she grabbed the used condom and tried to put it in herself?
Right, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, why would you continue to mess with this?
Well, 2 reasons why. He said he was drunk. And the second reason, he was a horny fucker.
Yes, and also just, I'm sorry, just there's a certain appeal about crazy. There's something that's really appealing about it.
I've never been with a crazy one, man. I wouldn't know, dude.
See, and okay, here's the thing. First off, if there are any female listeners, I do apologize. I mean, guys are always like, oh, that girl, that bitch is crazy, whatever. Oh, whatever.
Some bitches are crazy. But it just happens.
I mean, yes. I mean, has there been a girl who found my car in a parking lot when I used to work at the mall? I used to work at the mall, right? And I just broke up with this girl. We were just talking, hanging out, and I broke up with this girl because I kind of wanted something serious. And maybe 2 days later, she finds my car in a parking lot of 1,000 parking spots.
It's a big mall.
I'm parked in this deep area. I mean, it's a place where only employees park. No one really knows what that is. And someone waited 3 hours for me to get out of work, and then decided to then profess her love for me.
Yeah,
sounds very romantic.
Yeah,
see, it sounds romantic on movies, but that's scary.
To tell you the truth, he probably smashed her after that.
I did not.
He's lying. He's scum.
I did not.
But what do you guys feel about his situation, man? What would you do in that situation? But mind you, this side chick is pretty good looking, man.
But also he has a family established.
He has established family.
How is he? How much is he into his established family? Like, does he really care about this girl? Does he, how involved? How much of a family is it really?
He just bought her some stuff. His baby mama, like he went out of his way to go buy her some some nice shoes. Took the whole family to Disneyland.
Before or after he found out about that.
After he found out.
Okay, yes.
Oh, he's trying to cover. He's trying to make up for it.
That's guilt. I'm gonna call that guilt.
Well, it was his son's birthday, so that's why he took the whole family to Disneyland.
I mean,
and he bought everybody shoes because he wanted everybody to be comfortable walking to Disneyland because obviously Disneyland you're gonna be on your feet all day. So
here's the thing. I understand the appeal of a side chick, like in the culture. It's funny. It is normalized. It is very normalized. I know in like the black culture, like they always say like, oh, you always have a side chick. Yeah, that the main. Whatever.
You got your main and you got your side.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I understand the appeal sometimes. Like especially if you've been with somebody for a long time, and this idea that there's this. And you have the ability to, there's just something new, just something new in general. Yeah, I understand that, but then, like, also, it's just like, the dude's gotta live with his, actions. Yeah, every action gets a reaction, and every reaction's a baby.
Exactly.
So, I mean, like, dude, like, he's gotta figure that out, but, like, obviously, he's gonna have to be some part of that life, and I guess for me, coming from a single parent household,
yeah, definitely.
I hated it. And if I was in the situation, I feel like I would have to be part of that. But I mean, I just hope I never get that situation.
Yeah, definitely.
But like it's just like it's hard. Like she obviously knew what she
obviously knew what she was doing.
But also she actively did that. And I think that she thinks that because of this, like, because people trap people. Like honestly, it happens on both sides. You trap them.
Yeah, she literally said the only reason why you want to be with her because she has your child. So that's why she actively wanted a child with him so she could sway the odds. And I'm like, this girl is crazy.
Well,
but
she
gets fine.
In her mind, it makes it.
Yeah. Bro, she fine, bro.
Oh, man.
But she crazy.
I don't know, man.
I don't know what you do, Laura.
It sounds like a Lifetime movie.
It does sound like a Lifetime movie, right?
It sounds like 16 and pregnant. What are you talking about?
It's so immature, right?
It is.
We're grown-ass men, and this is happening.
Bro, I mean, I don't know, man. I've been noticing a lot of people, even our age, like, they're not making grown-ass men decisions. I mean,
that's true.
Sometimes, can I say I am always? Absolutely not.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not. I'm a big kid at heart. Fuck.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah,
so yeah,
that's a situation. I'm like, but I told him though, like, look, dude, you're like one of my best friends. If I see this girl around with that child, and he knows it's his because obviously
absolutely.
I told him, look, I'll still be there for that child because at the end of the day, that's a part of you, and you're one of my buddies. You know what I'm saying? Sure. It's weird that I'm gonna do that, but I'll still be there for.
No, and I mean honestly, he needs to be there for her. If we're being honest, like, he doesn't have to be in a relationship with them, but like. He's about to be hitting up some child support, like that's for sure. Like damn.
Yeah, but Laura, you don't gotta worry about that. You can't get anybody pregnant. You know what?
Well, all right. Actually, speaking about friends with girls.
Speaking of getting someone pregnant, oh damn.
No, I actually have a friend who I was talking to recently, and I thought I wasn't really sure what to tell him. Mm-hmm. So maybe you guys can kind of.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, let's hear it.
So, to cut to the chase. The friend hooked up with this girl that she had a crush on him going back to like elementary school.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they hook up, and it's nothing. You keep going on with life and whatever. Well, now he met her older sister.
Oh, shout out to the older sister, though.
And
thicker,
the older sister,
older, wiser, mature.
I made a story about that.
He used to have a little bit of a thing for her, and he, but they were different grades, so they never really talked too much.
Yeah.
Well, now they've met up. They're in contact.
They hit it off, right?
A little bit.
Okay.
And so...
Keeping it in the family. Shout out to Strathmore.
Yeah, so
y'all don't know about Strathmore. It's like this little incestuous town in like Visalia.
It's like Little Alabama.
First of all... Fuck off. First of all, it's Portugal.
Whatever. Nobody knows that that's that either.
Well, our camera died, so...
It's alright, we're
just having this audio only.
But yeah, so now he's in the situation of should he continue to pursue the older sister or not? Because eventually that's gonna come up where like, hey, like
you fucked your sister.
Yeah, I fucked your.
Yeah.
Who also?
I've been in that situation.
Who also had a crush? Because I was trying to think like, all right, if my older brother ever got with my childhood crush, like how the fuck would that make me feel?
Oh,
So
yeah.
I have a
You know
question
what
for
I
you
mean?
though. Okay, how is his relationship with the younger sister? I mean, like, are they on speaking terms? Like, did they end?
Or is it
Did
just
they end?
one night?
Did they? Yeah, was it once, or what? Did they end like on a good note, or the aspect
It-
of like she should be supportive? Because I do know some people who would be supportive in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
It was a one and done. They left on good terms.
All right, so let me ask you this though: has your friend already done it with the older sister?
No. That has not occurred yet.
Honestly,
Do you think the older sister should be asking the younger sister, or does the older sister know about the younger sister?
I don't know.
Ooh,
He doesn't-
okay, there's a
I
lot
don't
of
know
different
if he
things.
doesn't
I
know.
gotta
there's a
figure
lot of variables. in this.
And I mean, is that something like you just bring up, like, hey, you know how I got with you?
I was actually in this situation myself.
Okay.
All right, so I was actually with the older sister, which me and her, we had nothing in common. Like, I couldn't even talk to her, like, nothing. But, obviously we had physical attraction, so, we did what we did. But then I started talking to the younger sister, just on some friendly stuff, but I just realized how cool she was. Like, we had a lot in common. Like, she was really personable. Like, we could just talk for hours. I'm like, wow, if I would have met her first.
Mm-hmm.
But she never knew that I messed around with her older sister.
Oh.
But I never took it that far because there was a part of me where I felt guilty. And, like, I know I'm a scumbag, but at the end of the day, I'm not that big of a scumbag where I want to, because if me and her actually got serious, it would, like, break her heart. Because I could see actual real potential with me and her. So I actually backed off and I let her be.
All right, so this also happened to me as
but
well.
I never told her. I never told her, though.
So this happened to me as well, unfortunately. I don't know why this is such a common thing, but
Small town.
this happened.
Oh,
I think this happened like either the beginning of this year or the last year, before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was this girl in college I was crazy about, and I tried to go on a couple of dates with her, and I thought it was great. And then but to be fair, she kind of hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
She went to a party, and then the next day I found out she had all these like hickeys on her neck.
Shout out to her.
Yeah, I know. She yeah,
Busy.
I was hurt, man, But, that was, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
2016, 17 rolls up.
Yeah.
I'm working. I'm a whole nother person. I was a piece of trash. I'm still a piece of trash, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
I've
shit.
I've
You
grown.
ain't
shit.
First off, no, I was looking good. I had my suit on, I was there.
Mm-hmm.
First off, you don't want to see me in my suit. I'm just saying. Anyway, I just so happened I recognized this girl, and it's her older sister.
Uh-huh.
And I ended up getting it. And then I remember like she was like, "Oh, it's my birthday." So then we ended up going. Going like I was there for for work, and then I ended up going over there to just hang out, went to a bar, and then I ended up
With her older sister?
with her older sister, and
But you had a thing for
I had a
the
huge
younger
thing
sister.
for the younger sister.
Oh,
But the
okay.
issue is like, I don't think I will ever tell the younger sister.
Never. Don't tell nobody. Nothing.
No, absolutely not. But I don't know. Like it's just like I was just like, to be fair, like it did complete I was like, oh my gosh, because like this girl was like way out of my league back then. Huh? She probably knows she still is. But hey, man, a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
Yeah.
So.
You ain't never lied, bro. Broken clocks right twice a day. Remember that, all right?
But yeah, so honestly, I think from what it is, if he does plan to be like a little more serious, it has to be addressed at some point.
It has
or even
to
just,
be.
That's what I'm saying.
or
If
even
he didn't-
say,
yeah.
Actually, I disagree with that. It doesn't have to be.
it's gonna
What I
end
mean, it's
poorly.
gonna come up
It's gonna end
eventually,
poorly.
and if you don't ever bring it up, and the younger sister will eventually tell her,
What you
that's
have
gonna
to
blow
do
in
is
her face.
you have to talk to the little sister. But look, we had a one night thing. That was it. I have feelings for your sister. I think she has feelings for me. If we can, let's just keep it between us. Because obviously,
Yeah, well, not.
That's tough, man. That shit's gonna come out,
when
man.
have you ever asked your girlfriend, like, hey, who have you had sex with? You probably asked her for her number, but you've never asked her individually, like, I've had sex with him,
Ooh, that's
him,
even a
him,
good
him,
question
him.
right there too. Because do you ask your okay? That's gonna be the next question. But do you ask for the number?
I asked for the number.
Oh.
I don't.
I don't ask because I don't want her to ask.
I ask because it gauges me.
How does it affect that
so
relationship?
No, actually, I respect the woman that tells me the truth. Because I've had a lot of girls that I know that some of like my friends have probably smashed. that they'll tell me I've only been with one guy. I've been with two guys. And when I know the actual number.
That's true. My ex was like that. She told me she had only been with one guy.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, oh, it was only my ex. But I know for a damn fact. Now, later on, after, that was a lie.
Exactly. So if a girl's willing to tell me the truth about that, then I'm like, oh, hey, she's a real one. Like, it's not even about me revealing my number. It's about her telling the truth. Because I feel like there's such a stigma around females and not being a hoe where they don't want to tell you their real number.
No, that is garbage.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, if a real woman is willing to open up about, what she's done in the past, I feel like that'll lay a foundation where I'm like, I can trust this woman, and I know she's going to tell me the truth in times of when I need the truth.
Okay, but do you think that that can blow up in her face? Being honest and saying a real number can turn that...
I've never lied, but...
For you, it might not mean anything. But for someone else, it might be like, oh, this girl has a high number. I'm not going to take her serious.
It depends on the guy if he's insecure about it.
Yeah, if he's insecurities, absolutely. Because
I'm not insecure
about it. Going into it, she doesn't know how the guy's going to react.
Exactly. But the thing is, does a girl want to be with an insecure person anyways? Because your past is the past. You can't change your number. If he doesn't want to know about it, then great. He doesn't want to know about it. But if he wants to know about it, why not be honest with him?
I mean, I definitely agree. I mean, I've never...
I
mean, don't get me wrong. I've been surprised one time, a couple times when I asked, and it was a lot larger number than what they were trying to the way that she was trying to say that, and I remember she was like, oh yeah, I really don't do this, blah 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 blah, and it was like 22, and I was like, damn girl,
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you though, one girl, I actually kind of digged her. I was like, all right, cool. But when she hit me with that number, she was honest with me. When she hit me with that number, it was 28. And I was like, what?
See, but it comes to the point how old you are, because
but she was 23. She was at my age at the time, so I was like, ooh.
No, but the thing is, it's surprising, but also it's okay, well, that's just what it is, that didn't affect how I felt about it.
The thing is, though, this girl had an STD before, a couple of STDs.
Okay, so that's a problem. That's a big
that's a problem because she was doing it, but not protecting herself. So that to me scared me off.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's no.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's very important.
There was some extra reasoning behind just a high number.
Yeah, if it was a high number and she was safe about it, that's great. But this one, it kind of scared me off, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Shout out to all the women that are truthful about their number. But there's something about being clean and protecting yourself. That's rule number one in all aspects of life. Always protect yourself. MMA, boxing, life. Always protect yourself, all right?
Well, have you always heard that girls always say half and half plus one, and then,
what is that?
They say girls they always cut whatever their count is in half. And they put one, and then dudes always double their number because they want to seem like they're wrong. And there is a double standard right there. Look at that, you know what I mean? Dudes be like, oh yeah, I've been smashing everything, you know, and that's supposed to be attractive to somebody, you know what I mean?
Right.
But if a girl sleeps with more than 3 people, they're oh my gosh, it's hardly, you know. And I'm like, come.
I've heard of guys some of my guy friends they'll be like, I won't even be with a girl if she's had more than 10 partners. I'm like, bro, you've had fucking double-digit numbers since high school. Why the hell? Yeah, but I'm like, dude, me, obviously, every time a girl asks me, I'm gonna be truthful. But I don't have a great number, but obviously, I'm not an ugly guy, guys. I've been around the block a few times, so I've dabbled in my ethnicities of women.
But the thing is, I got in trouble once because I said I don't know. I don't have a firm number. Because I don't
have a firm number.
Because I'm not know.
No, I literally did not because
I don't have a firm number.
Because I'm not going around I don't have an Excel spreadsheet, you know, put into this, say, oh, this is what this day, you know, is this girl, and this one, okay, just it. Life is fluid.
Exactly. I've actually gone through sometimes and but this I haven't done it in probably 3 years, but I've gone back and I've texted myself girls' names that I've been with, and sometimes I forget of one or two, you know.
No, man, I felt bad. I felt really guilty because I did
and some of them I don't even know their names. Sorry, guys. But yeah, man, we're supposed to talk about some other stuff, but this thing's going to a rabbit hole. Hey, but you know what I mean?
Delete.
That's how it goes. Nah, we're gonna keep all this stuff in. This is great stuff, guys. This is us being us. This is what guys talk about.
Actually,
All
I'm
right.
gonna be right back.
All right,
You wanna
Laura,
grab my beer?
Laura has a
Yeah.
bladder of a 2-year-old woman.
Grab
Or
some-
2-year-old
grab
girl.
some more beer,
Hey,
though.
grab some more beers though.
Grab like 6 more beers, let's be
Yeah,
honest.
there you go.
Oh, actually, bring a... Oh, we're yelling. Sorry.
All right. Hey,
Bring whiskey.
but while Duhan and I were driving here, this is Johnny, by the way. This is your host. We were talking about Griselda Blanco, and he doesn't know about Griselda Blanco. And I don't know if you guys know about Griselda Blanco, but she was like one of the biggest cocaine dealers, like back in the 80s and 90s. She was up there with like Pablo Escobar and all these people, and we were talking about Narcos. And I was like, I'm surprised you never heard about Griselda Blanco. He's Googling her right now.
I am.
So Griselda Blanco was actually locked up,
Ooh, shit.
and she started dating this young African American guy from Oakland, like younger than her. He was probably like 18, and she was like in her 40s. So basically, he got on her good side, and she started giving him cocaine, and this guy was running cocaine all throughout Oakland. And she had a plan to get out of prison early. And her plan was to actually kidnap JFK's son. It's all on Cocaine Cowboys. Like there's documentaries about it, guys. Cocaine Cowboys. The young African American dude from Oakland, he actually ended up snitching on her, and then she got in trouble some more, and he stayed, basically that's how their relationship ended. But it's a crazy story. It's like stuff you see in the movies. Like, she is totally crazy. She actually ended up getting released eventually, I believe 2-3 years ago, and she actually got killed in a drive-by shooting in Colombia. 2012, right? She got killed in a drive-by shooting.
She said that she's killed over 200 people.
Yeah. In Colombia, I think they do these drive-bys where there's a driver, and then there's a passenger on the dirt bikes. And the passenger on the dirt bike's actually shooting. And then the person driving is obviously driving. And it's a quick way to get in and out of the city because
I've seen that in
obviously
Brazil, man. Have you seen some of those videos? There's some crazy stuff on live leaks, and they're like, I'm so thankful to be an American.
Hell yeah. But yeah, that cocaine game, she you know what I mean? It's serious. She died in a crazy way, and she was old.
Twice. Wow.
She was old. It wasn't like she's a young lady. She was actually old and got killed. But yeah, that's Griselda Blanco. If you guys want to check it out, it's Cocaine Cowboys 2, I believe. Yeah. There's a young cat from Oakland. He reminds me of myself, but you know what I mean? I wouldn't snitch on nobody.
God bless America.
God bless America. Hey, so I've been applying for jobs and shit, and then I applied for this job as a youth counseling type bullshit job. It's where I take kids that have committed crimes that are on probation, and they have to do community service in Clovis, and they have to go clean up graffiti and shit.
Mom, I don't want to do this. All right, Mom, let me have the keys to the car.
So it's Clovis kids?
Gosh.
Yeah, so it's Clovis kids.
Okay.
So Clovis is it's the good side of town.
It's the affluent part of Fresno that they cut off.
Side of Fresno. So basically, the dude that interviewed me liked me a lot, a whole lot, and he was like, "Bro, I love your answers. I love whatever." And then he gives me this big old packet, and he says, "We're gonna give you a lie detector test, everything, all that kind of stuff." We'll call it a voice stress test. And I told him, "Look, guys, every time I go through a background check, I always fail it. Guys, I don't have the cleanest background in the world. I've never done anything too crazy, but I have a lot of friends that have done crazy stuff, and I was like, fuck it, I'm not even gonna go through this process anymore. I feel like a bitch for not going through it, but
So you just gave up on it?
Yeah, I just gave up
You should have told a friend to say, hey, but I mean, see, that's the thing. You got to be like, hey, this is why I want to do that. Yeah.
I told him I failed about 3 of them already, and then
what do you say?
Here's the reason why. He was like, he really just told me, fill out the packet. It's literally, guys, it's 80 pages.
Holy cow.
80 pages of information about myself. And he told me to turn it in on Monday. My interview is on Thursday, and then he'll look it over, and if he likes it enough, he'll give it to the background investigator. The background investigator will see if I go on to the next portion or not. Mm-hmm. But I just gave up because I was like, I didn't want to fill out the 80-page packet because I filled out I filled out at least 6 of them already. Mm. And then and I just want to go through it anymore. I'm going back to school anyways next month for my master's program, so I'm like, whatever. I didn't need the job. It would be great to have, but I feel like I've kind of given up on trying to work for police departments. You know what I mean? Because I feel like they judge me in a way where they don't understand where I'm coming from. Obviously, like I could have made better decisions growing up, but as a man now, I feel like I make way better decisions than I did back then.
Yeah, I mean, but the issue is like, all they care about is like
They're trying to cover their ass.
Yeah, the least amount of like risk. So it's a risk analysis. So like, oh wow, like this, you know, and that's the unfortunate thing, because normally the people who have the biggest passion for things are the ones who either have gone through things or you know. So I don't know, man. I personally feel that you should do an all-nighter and fill out those 80 pages and get that in on Monday for that Thursday.
Monday is tomorrow, guys.
Exactly. I'm just saying, man. I see you pull all-nighter and do that because, like, I don't know, man. Like, you never know how life is and things just fall into place at some points. Like, I've been very lucky where like I was at the right place at the right time for some things.
Right.
And you know, I thought that I had no chance of doing things. Like I remember, like when I first started getting involved into politics, I applied for this program that I was well out of the actual, like, so I think I was rocking like a 2.4 GPA, and you needed a 3.0 to go in there. But I was like, you know, I just need to just apply, and I just did it, and I was very upfront. I said, hey, this is what happened, you know, like I had issues freshman year with my best friend, you know, passing away and all that, and like that allowed me to do that. But then since then, man, like holy cow, all these doors open, you know what I mean? So I know we're getting a little too deep right now for the podcast, but
That's some good stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. Like sometimes it just happens. Like I said, right place, right time kind of thing. And if you don't at least put it out there, it's not gonna happen. I mean, granted, I do understand not wanting to fill out. Dude, I hate doing resumes.
First off, that's a big ass problem right there. It's like every single job you fill out, right? They're like, oh, give me your resume, but also fill out this exact same application that has your resume on there.
It's horrible. It's horrible. It's a stupid process. Even though they already have all of it, everything that you put down is already on your resume anyway.
Yep.
But they're just lazy. They don't want to see it.
Right.
Yeah, no.
They want it in their filled out forms and stuff. So I get that, but I don't know. Like you said, it just, you know,
I feel like I am being a quitter, but I'm like at the end of the day, I'm like fuck it. Like I'm just tired of it, and I'm just ready to move on to the next portion of my life where I go back to school and get my master's degree.
I'm plug you into some dudes, and I'm gonna plug you into some folks over here.
Yeah. Hey, but Duhan, talk about this shoe that we have in front of you.
Oh,
All right, so what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna try to bring a shoe every single podcast, and we're gonna have one of us describe it and why we chose this shoe.
Yeah, so I'm really sad that we don't have the camera today. It just died. But
we still have the footage at the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, that's true. They can see that. Yeah, but we have right here. I have it actually is a re-release because the original one had a lot of work because it is the 2007 version of the Hyperdunk. It was like the OG version of the Hyperdunk when it came out. This was one of the first ones. So this is actually the USA Olympics themed one. So it has the navy blue. It has a really nice little interesting etching. It's a silver etching on there as well. There's actually gold in the laces, in the navy blue laces. And also the what are these called, eyelets or eyelets? Yeah, gold eyelets as well with the red with a navy blue stripe with the red around there. But this was actually the first time where they decided to actually start using fly wire through the shoe to make it lighter. So I remember I had for a basketball team we had the dark gray and white ones, and like I remember I thought I was wearing like space age shit. Like it was amazing. And for me growing up, we never really could afford anything nice, but because we had to buy it for because like I said, I loved East Bay, man, so I always mind the cheap stuff. But like for my senior year, my sophomore year, we had to. Junior year, my junior year varsity, we had to actually buy these shoes. So I just had to work and get some money. Was able to do them, but like they were these were the first shoes that actually like fit me. They actually I actually was happy with, because normally I had to find sizes that were just like maybe a half size larger, because I was an 11.5, and they never had 11.5.
Never had it.
So I would always have to get like a 12. Sometimes I had to get 13 just because it was like $30. It was a $30 shoe, Yeah. So this was the first shoe that like I really enjoyed. So I use those for basketball, and I use them for volleyball too. Yes, I played on the volleyball team as well. So these are really important to me. Man, like so actually I play in these now. I'm in a little adult rec league, and they like honestly they're just nostalgic, and they just make me feel confident.
Yeah.
Even though there's some nice shoes, those honestly those KDs, the KDs are really nice right now, but these just I feel very good in.
Yeah, the Hyperdunks, if you guys don't know, they're like Nike's flagship basketball shoe. This is the Nike's flagship team basketball shoe. It started with this one right here, this 2007 model, and it's just gone on from there. They built a great platform, and it's gone up from there. All right, we kind of got off subject. We know we have like little. All right, guys. This podcast we're supposed to have subject points where we're going to speak about, but we kind of get sidetracked sometimes. But we'll get back. We'll get back on the track sometime. All right, so football talk. We're going to talk about some of the our division predictions, like who we feel like are going to win the divisions of the NFL, the 2017 NFL season. This year, obviously, let's talk with the AFC. Let's talk with the AFC East. Everybody probably knows who the AFC East is and what team is going to win. AFC East, my predictions. I feel like the Patriots are going to win again this year.
Bold prediction right there, buddy.
Bold prediction?
Yeah.
Am I stepping
Yeah, it's a hot take.
It's a hot take?
Yeah.
I don't know. You wanna dispute me or what? You feel like since the Miami Dolphins signed Jay Cutler this year, they're going to take it all?
I think that actually can legitimize them a little bit. I'm not going to say that they're going to knock out the Patriots. Patriots New England is still going to be my pick for the East. However, the Cutler situation does intrigue. No, it intrigues me. I feel like he got a bad. I feel like he wasn't represented well in Chicago.
But he went Cutler's so streaky though. He's so streaky.
He is streaky. But they were a decent team last year with Tannehill. And personally, I'm not a big Tannehill guy.
They won a lot of games last year.
Yeah. And then, they got that running game going. Ajayi started going.
Hey, fuck Boise State, though, but yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like they're improved with Cutler. Cutler is an improvement over Tannehill. And I think they might be able to steal a Miami game against New England.
Oh, that's a bold prediction.
See, I just love, like, how weak of a division
It is.
It's such a weak division.
It is a really weak division.
And so I love it, and don't get me wrong, like I have some friends who are Patriots fans, but they are so obnoxious.
Exactly.
Because of course you're gonna win. Like, cool when you're playing against Pee-wee football teams. You got the Jets.
They're in full tank mode.
I still think about the butt fumble. Like, we still talk about the butt fumble. You know what I mean? Like it's just against. I think we need.
So Laura, what you're saying is you predict Miami to win the division next year, since you're saying they're going to beat the Patriots.
No, I think at home in Miami, I'll call it now. I say that the Dolphins beat New England in Miami.
All right, but who wins the division?
New England.
All right, New
Easy.
England.
Hands down.
If
they went 3-1 with a backup, with a second stringer and a third stringer.
I will eat Laura's menudo if we lose. And I hate myself if I had to do that,
All right, let's talk about the NFC North. Obviously, we've got the Steelers, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns. This is always a fun and competitive division. But I feel like this year, the Bengals are going to take it.
No, I think it's going to be the Steelers, man.
I'm sorry, man. With Antonio Brown. Like, I'm still hurt. I'm a Raiders fan, I'll tell you right now.
Uh-huh.
I was at that game, was it 2 years ago, where Antonio Brown just destroyed, but he 5 touchdowns, like, it was disgusting. Like, I thought we were going to win over there, like, in the Steelers stadium.
No, that was heartbreaking.
He is, I think him alone changes the game.
Yeah. No, I feel like the Bengals are going to win it because they've competed well with the Steelers. The Steelers secondary is trash. You guys know their secondary can't hold anybody. As long as you throw that ball on them. I like. It's a controversial pick, but then they picked up old boy from Oklahoma that knocked out the girl. What's his name? Joe Mixon, and he's a great running back. They have solid wide receiving core. They got AJ Green. They got Andy Dalton. I feel like it's a toss up. Obviously. I just feel like the Bengals have a little bit of a leeway to go with the Steelers. Obviously, the Steelers are the high-powered offense. They got a great running game. They got a passing game. They got a great quarterback. But I feel like the Bengals are going to edge it out this year.
Okay.
All right, guys. AFC South. We got the Colts, the Titans, Texans, Jaguars.
It's those Jaguars. No, I can't say that.
I wouldn't take them out. I mean, I know
Jaguars?
dude, that defense is stacked.
No, bro.
Now, to me, this is one of the funkiest.
It is funky.
divisions.
It is funky.
I'd say both NFC and AFC South
First off,
divisions are pretty weird, but I mean, to me, I feel like this division is a heck of a toss up, and I think they're going to beat each other up because there are some good teams in here.
All right, but what is your prediction though?
I'm going to go Tennessee.
All right.
I feel like they're up and coming. Mariota's in. I mean, he's recovering from his injury.
Yeah.
But what is it? His third year now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third
And
year.
He's improved. That offensive line is stacked. I'm losing the. Oh, Murray. Murray is.
Oh, DeMarco Murray.
DeMarco Murray. I mean, they stole him from Philadelphia.
Yeah, definitely.
And they got Derrick Henry, who I'm not a big fan of.
Oh.
But put him behind
He's
as
a
a
good-
backup to
he's a good backup.
DeMarco Murray, and yeah, I mean that's stacked. You're gonna get pounded.
He's not a 3-down back to me, but he
Yeah.
obviously he brings that physicality where he can, you know what I mean? DeMarco Murray's gonna wear you out, and this guy is just gonna add that icing on top. What do you think, Duhan?
I guess I was gonna look at. I was gonna think on the defense side. I was gonna go with the Houston Texans.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Houston Texans too. I feel like they drafted Deshaun Watson, guys, and I feel like he's a gamer. This guy, obviously, I like. It's a toss up to me between the Titans and the Texans. I feel like the Colts they haven't put enough around Andrew Luck to sustain him.
Unfortunately not,
He's
yeah.
been getting injured a lot, but I feel like the Texans with that defense, they're gonna get a healthy J.J. Watt. Jadeveon Clowney's coming into his own finally, and they got Deshaun Watson. You know, this guy, Deshaun Watson, he's coming back, and he's a gamer. This guy, you see what he did to Alabama. This guy can ball.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that, but I'm telling you, if it's a different game, I don't even know. All right, to start the season, he's not gonna be the starter.
I don't know about that.
I don't
Tom
think so.
Savage, you think Tom Savage is gonna
I
start?
think they at least roll with Tom Savage
Mm-hmm.
to start the season. I do think that Alabama championship game did influence my mind. I was kind of down on Watson.
Mm-hmm.
However, I mean, no one puts that many points up on Alabama
Nobody.
and drives down there like he did. So that kind of gave me some sway more to his thinking that he might have something there.
Yeah.
But I think that quarterback position is just gonna be too unstable for this season.
Yeah.
So I think Tennessee's up and coming, and they added the pieces around it. But I wouldn't be surprised if Jacksonville was very competitive. That defense, they got Jalen Ramsey. I believe they signed AJ Bowie away from Houston.
The only thing is though, like I do like their defense, but the thing is, when you have an offense that can't sustain itself and that's gonna put the defense on the field a whole lot more than they need to be, it's gonna be like the San Francisco effect where, you know what I mean, like the defense is up for the wolves.
Well, it sounds like you're talking about Houston when you say that same thing.
Houston's defense is known to ball though. They're ballers.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right, guys. All right, this is the last AFC division, and probably the most competitive. We got the AFC West. We got the Raiders. We got the Chiefs, the Broncos, and the Chargers.
So first off, we have to be very just upfront and just say there are 2 Raiders fans in here.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny and Duhan.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, I'm one of the Raiders fans, but no, you're definitely.
I'm definitely.
You're saying I'm drinking the Kool-Aid for this year. Like, I'm really hoping Carr he comes back after the injury. That I almost cried when that happened.
Yeah,
I was stunned. I remember watching that on my birthday, on my last day working at my last job, Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just sitting there. Best game that they played all season. I'm like,
yeah,
fuck,
just that one more Ramsey out there.
They're doing it right before playoffs. I mean, they're getting.
They're clicking. They're clicking.
And then.
But who wins the division? You didn't tell me who wins the division.
Who do you think?
Tell me. I'm asking you.
Oakland.
Oakland. Okay, the thing is, like, here the issue was offense was humming. The defense, we always have best terrible secondary, and also we got a new draft. It was it's Conley, I think it's Conley.
Darian Conley.
And then also
and Obi Melifonwu.
Oh yeah, then also the defensive tackle. We have new defensive tackle.
Oh, Vanderdoes.
Yeah, Vanderdoes. He's yeah, he is impressing everybody. So I mean, honestly, like it'd be nice to get like a little Warren Sapp action, but but I don't know. We'll see. But I think it's interesting. I'm excited. Like I have not been excited for a Raiders season
in years.
Mm-hmm.
And they were wrong. Like I would always act like I couldn't like him because I wanted to hate.
Well, the thing is, last year there was some hype, right?
Yep.
But just like Jacksonville seems to have hype every year. But Oakland actually went out and won.
Dude, and then Amari Cooper, here's the thing, those games were ugly. They were all ugly games that they were able to like win these games.
They're shootouts.
Like, yeah, they were shootouts, and like, but also Carr always in the fourth quarter just stepped up.
Oh, yeah,
Amari
absolutely.
Cooper, he decides to drop the easiest passes, but then he catches
Tampa
the hardest
Bay.
one.
Yeah.
But then also you have Crabtree too. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. Crabtree got some solid hands.
They also just
hands,
picked up a running back, right?
Who did?
Oakland, they just picked up a new
Oh
running back.
yeah, he was the one that just, you know what I mean, he's a little out of shape. He's been eating too much candy, right, from Seattle, right? Is that the guy you're talking about?
He didn't look out of shape to me, but yeah, the dude from Seattle.
No, he decided to make a few $1 million. Started his own little clothing company.
Did he go vegan?
I doubt he's vegan. I don't know if Skittles are vegan, but I am excited for Beast Mode.
All right.
No, actually, I don't. Actually, let's be on there. I don't think Beast Mode can do anything notable, but he's getting crazy ticket sales, getting crazy jersey sales. But I don't think he's actually going to have a great running season. I think people are going to respect him.
What does a great running season mean to you? What would be successful to you?
Minimum 1,000 yards.
See, I don't think he needs to do 1,000 yards to be successful. I think it's his present because they have a kind of a running back.
They have depth.
So they're not looking at him to be the bell cow, 30 attempts per game, 25 attempts per game. He'll probably get about 15. Yeah. And so I'm saying,
but how much are they paying? We're paying him. We expect.
They're not paying him that much.
All right, you guys didn't even hear my prediction.
You guys didn't hear
What
bullshit are you gonna say? You're gonna say some bullshit just to go against it.
All right, guys, my prediction. As a lifelong 49er fan, I'm gonna have to go with the Kansas City Chiefs to win the AFC West. Last year they won it. I feel like Tyreek Hill is gonna come into his second season. He's gonna be a
Sophomore
beast.
slump.
No sophomore slump. That defense is stout. Derek Carr has been having trouble playing in the snow, playing in that cold. He's a West Coast guy, guys. He's from California. He's you know what I mean? He's not acclimated to this weather, and I feel like that defense and that running game and Alex Smith's, you know what I mean? This guy's a clock manager, guys. He'll check it down to running back. He'll check it down to tight end, and he'll find a way to win.
Oh, now you want to like Alex Smith. You don't like him when he's actually with you guys. You guys decided to just screw him over.
I like that.
And then, see, honestly, I feel bad for Alex Smith still, and I'm so glad that he's been successful outside of San Francisco. And because the thing is, like, you guys just threw him out like dirty bathwater. Decided, oh my gosh, Colin Kaepernick is his new hero. Now he can't even get a job. But we're not going to
Colin Kaepernick.
All right,
we should talk about Colin Kaepernick.
But think about this guy though, Alex Smith, getting pushed out again. They dropped Mahomes in the first round.
Is it Matt Mahomes? I forgot his first name.
I know.
But this will happen.
So he knows that door's closing on him.
I mean, I think it is. But the thing is, like, to be fair though, it was so good that like Aaron Rodgers.
I think it's Pat.
Aaron Rodgers was actually sat behind for 2 years. 3 years.
3 years.
3 years. Yeah. That he was because he learned so much from Favre.
Yeah.
But how much controversy went with that? I mean, every year it was like,
Favre's always like, I'm gonna retire, but I'm not gonna retire.
And it seemed. I mean, there's always reports of there being bad.
Look what happened. Honestly, okay. Rodgers easily could have, Alex Smith and Rodgers were drafted in the same class. Yeah. They decided to pick the 49ers decided to pick Alex Smith in front of Rodgers.
About 26 in front of him.
So he went to the Wolves. He started out as a rookie quarterback. This level is so much different. I think it's good. I think it's going to be good and I don't want to say that because I'd rather them not be good, but I think it's going to be good to have a rookie quarterback develop and not start immediately. Because, like, honestly, it was so good that Mariota was able to do what he did this year. But imagine if you actually had the leadership to be able to actually, develop and to be a, high caliber quarterback.
Right. See, I agree. But that's why they usually take them. Those type of quarterbacks now in the NFL, they take them more in the
second, third,
fourth rounds. Taking him in the first round, you're saying he's coming for your job.
Basically.
So Alex Smith has to go through this season knowing that I want to say his contract's
he got somebody on his tail.
So he knows that, just in his head, that might kind of be enough to be like, I know I'm on my way out. I know they don't. Once my contract's up, I'm not coming back.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about a controversial issue. Let's end it there. In the next podcast, we'll talk about the NFC.
Okay.
But Duhan obviously brought up Colin Kaepernick, and there's a lot of controversy going around with that. And I feel like I have a lot of opinions about it, and I haven't been too vocal about it, but I feel like this is the time and this is the platform to be vocal about it.
So I don't know, I saw it was really interesting how Doug Baldwin just came out and said, hey, really, this is a way for the presidents to show that you need to stay in line with what you're doing. That's all I'm gonna say right now. You guys, please, I'd like to hear what you guys say. But I mean, I do feel certain ways about it.
Yeah. Well, this is my opinion, and it's just obviously, guys, my opinion. And I have friends that have literally talked to me about Colin Kaepernick and really bashed him, and I'm like, what has this man really done? He hasn't committed a crime. He hasn't beat anybody up. He hasn't done anything wrong. He just used his First Amendment rights to speak out about what he really feels is right. You know what I mean? Police brutality against minorities and police getting away with it. And I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, he has a bad character. He's a bad person. He's done this. He's done that. But in reality, he's doing a lot of things where he should be commended because he isn't doing any violent protests. He's just doing whatever he feels is right to do. Obviously, he sat down during the national anthem. But there are way worse things to do to protest than what he's done, and I feel like he's being vilified for it. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of these teams that aren't giving him an opportunity to showcase his talent, which I feel like obviously he isn't the best quarterback, but he's a lot better than some of these quarterbacks that are backups to teams. I just feel like he's being unjustly punished for actions that he's taken. And I feel like obviously there's a lot of race that goes into it, but he's bringing attention to something that needs to be addressed that we want to sweep underneath the covers. I feel like everybody's making it about, oh, he doesn't love America, he doesn't support the army, or doesn't support the military, when it's not that case at all. He's saying that Black Lives Matter and that police brutality is going against minorities and it's being swept under the rug, and people aren't being held accountable to their actions. Well, police aren't being held accountable to their actions. Obviously, him wearing a Fidel Castro shirt, being insensitive to Cuban Americans that have, the plight of Cuban Americans where they had to flee Cuba because of the oppression there. I feel like he needs to be a little educated on that. But other than that, he hasn't done anything wrong in my eyes where he shouldn't be allowed to be in the NFL. He's donated millions of dollars of his own money to Africa, to building wells, to education. He's doing a lot, guys. A lot more than some of these quarterbacks that he has way more talent than, and he's being vilified for it. And I see a lot of people in the public saying he should be he's a piece of shit, literally.
Yeah.
And I feel no, he's just being a man and he's standing up for what he believes in. Obviously, you can believe in what you believe in, but don't make him out to be a criminal and that he's doing something wrong when he isn't. When he's just he's expressing himself in what he believes is right.
So I'm going to disagree. I'm not going to disagree with everything. Mm-hmm. I am going to disagree in the aspect of I think he's a trash quarterback. Yeah. No. But seriously, I think when he first started, people did not know how to deal with him because he was such an athletic quarterback.
Yeah.
But his throwing mechanics are terrible.
Yeah.
His decision making is terrible. That's a whole other story. We're not going to go down that road, but that's just me making a point.
That is part of it, though.
But the thing is, what really happened is that do I agree? I do agree to an extent of what he's doing and why he's standing up for it. But the thing is, he needs to know his audience, and that's the issue about it. Think about who are individuals who are actually watching football. They are fucking America-loving, middle class individuals, America. And they love America. So even though I agree with you, he was not necessarily saying there was anything that was bad or it was going against it, but in their eyes, people, and it sounds bad, but people simplify messages.
Yeah.
Oh, he won't respect the national anthem.
Yeah.
He must hate America.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. You know, could he have done a better way of doing? Could he have done a
Exactly.
better way? Yes. Also, that was very insensitive when they have Fidel Castro. He needs to be a little more educated on what it is. But I understand where he's coming from, and you know, but also the thing about First Amendment, you have the right to be able to say whatever you want. But guess what? With private entities, they have every right to say, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah. And that's kind of what they're saying right now. And that's in Doug Baldwin is saying, because literally they're saying, because the thing is, right now, if he gets picked up somewhere, there are going to be a lot of really pissed off middle-aged white men that are not going to be happy that this man is in there.
Mm-hmm.
These hashtag All Lives Matters individuals, you know. And I mean, the thing is, like, I guess for me, because it is hard for me. I'm black, you know, I'm half black, and also like I do that, but also I definitely support, you know, law enforcement. So it is hard, you know. But yeah, there are issues that we need to address. But right now, people don't try to get into the nuance of things. They only see either it's black and white for a lot of people, you know.
Right.
No pun intended, but like, really, it's just like, oh, you hate it. So things like, it's not a good political thing for them to pick him up, where they were like, you know what, we'd rather risk, because he is athletic, he is incredibly athletic, and I think he'd be really good for some offenses, you know, that are really like mobile offenses and whatnot. But the thing is, like, their thing is like, okay, are we going to risk like pissing off fans for this guy, or could we just maybe risk getting a new recruit or getting somebody off the free agency that doesn't have all this, because he has created this issue. But also, I don't know, I just did find it really interesting how he decides to get a new girlfriend who was really big in the Black Lives Matters movement, and then all of a sudden he wants to start doing it.
He wasn't saying anything before that. Motherfuckers have been getting killed years, you know what I mean? But all of a sudden, I don't know. I feel like there's a little influence there.
No,
we need to start looking at a little bit.
She had a boyfriend before that. It was all.
She had a boyfriend.
Yeah, it was Alden Smith.
Yeah, all of it is locked up. So I guess she's a Yoko Ono. She just ruins everybody's life after that. Like,
no, Jed York was Yoko Ono. Jed York and fucking Bulky.
Man, but I don't know. That's how I feel. I understand where you're coming from. But the thing is, people aren't looking at it as nuance. It's just simply like, okay, if you just bring up Kaepernick, it's just a negative connotation.
Yeah.
Why would you want to bring that into your into your franchise?
Yeah, but you know the thing is too though, I feel like people, like, I don't want to call people stupid, but they don't look at the big picture a lot of the times. They you know how it is, guys. They'll run with something. They'll look at a meme. They'll look at one person's rhetoric and they'll run with it. I feel like if you listen to what he's actually saying and what his message is, you would actually understand a lot what he's trying to say.
But is the media saying that?
Yeah. So I'm saying part of it's the media. Like when you first see that on your Facebook headlines.
What was the headline? Kaepernick won't stand up for the
right, like stuff like that. And not a lot of people are going to read the whole article and read what he really has to say. They're just going to see the quick glance, like, oh, this guy hates America. This guy won't salute the flag. This guy, you know.
That's where that college education comes in, guys. I feel like, well, I had great professors. Let's say that.
Yeah,
I had great
but like honestly, it's just it's hard. Like, unfortunately, all these hashtag woke individuals, they're not the big market of the NFL.
Yeah.
Like this is like a NASCAR. This is only like a NASCAR driver deciding to stand up against a flag. Like, motherfucker, no, like don't do that. You know, so I don't know. I understand.
Right. Well, look, I was having a similar conversation with someone else, and so I thought, you know, I'm gonna do a little more digging, see, you know, what else is going on, and happened to come across a quote from my personal favorite baseball player, possibly favorite athlete of all time, Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
And in his autobiography, which I did read, he writes, in 1972, he says, "As I write this 20 years later, I cannot stand and sing the anthem. I cannot salute the flag. I know that I am a black man in a white world. In 1972, in 1947, at my birth in 1919, I know that I never had it made."
Yeah.
So that's someone who, he wasn't in the spotlight when he wrote that, but he still had the similar feelings. And people, you're not going to trash Jackie Robinson.
Exactly.
But
granted, they're not the same. They did not go through the same thing. I'm not comparing their lives.
Exactly, but
But if he would have done that right then and there,
oh, he would have got vilified.
he would have vilified. He would have never had the career. So that's the thing.
Right, so he could do that. But he broke the barrier, and he did serve in the military as well. For those that want to say he's disrespecting our military.
Yeah, but what? See, that's the thing about it too. Like, I didn't want to compare Kaepernick to MLK, but there was a lot of backlash back then with MLK, and now you're thinking like, man, like to me, MLK should be on the $100 bill, but back then, I know there was a lot of hard feelings about what he was doing. But at the end of the day, you're right.
You're trying to change something.
You're trying to change something. Well, I feel like Kaepernick's doing the right thing. He might not do it in the right way with the whole Castro thing, but I feel like he's doing it in the right way with his peaceful protest.
Do you know who I could see actually doing something like this? Who is actually a lot more eloquent? Richard Sherman. So Richard Sherman, people always think he's just like this, like he's just this pompous dude, but he is like, isn't he Stanford? Stanford educated dude,
right. He's
very well spoken, and that also well spoken sometimes is like a little code word for just black guy. But I know I'm sorry, but like I don't mean to that, but like just like pretty much like he's able to push. He's able to communicate very well in regards, and also he's able to communicate with people because who are they trying to reach? White individuals,
exactly.
You know what I mean? So of course you want to have somebody who can do that because, like, imagine having like beast mode.
Beast mode make his point through me though.
Trying to explain this like these racial, these racial inequalities, or like Richard Sherman,
Mm-hmm.
So like I just think the way that he did it wasn't the most fully thought. I don't think it was the most fleshed out.
Yeah, it wasn't the most.
But like, the thing is, like, I think maybe in 15 years, I don't think Kaepernick's gonna be known as like this. I don't know. I still think he's a terrible quarterback, but
honestly, he's not that bad.
Bro, he has such a big throwing arm.
He's like better than a lot of backups. To me, I'd choose him over Jay Cutler.
Absolutely not.
No, I mean, I'd take Cutler. I'd take Cutler.
I would take a pocket quarterback over him anytime.
The thing is, though, Jay Cutler doesn't want to win. I'd rather have a quarterback that wants to win.
But why do you think that? Why would you think that Jay Cutler doesn't want to win? Because he was on the stationary bike when he was hurt?
Yeah, motherfucker. He wasn't hurt. If you were on a stationary bike, you could play.
I'm calling bullshit. No.
Was his shoulder fucked up? Was his arm fucked up?
Motherfucker, it was a bad look. It was a bad look. But I don't believe that was the NFC Championship game, right?
Same thing. Bro, yeah.
You're telling me someone who has lived their life playing football, winning football games, that is their career, that is their life. You're going to tell me he doesn't want to be out there?
To me, if you're on a stationary bike and it's the NFC Championship game, why not be in the game?
I'm not saying that he couldn't have played.
Oh, he couldn't play.
I'm not saying that he couldn't have been out there at all. But
you know who would have been out there? Brett Favre.
Brett Favre would have been out there.
Brett Favre would have thrown
and he would have thrown a pick six.
Hey, how dare you?
It don't matter. He's a gunslinger. That's what he does.
Yeah, he is. But
I don't care about.
I just think it was a bad look.
It's about winning.
Him being out there on that stationary bike didn't look good, right? But we don't know the severity of it. Like you don't know how bad. You do not know how bad that really hurt.
Miami's about to win the NFC East or AFC East. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that he's better than Kaepernick.
And you said they're about to beat and you said they're about to beat New England, huh?
No, I said they're going to beat.
I think Cutler.
Miami.
No, Cutler is better. But
I'd
rather have.
You just said right now. You would take Kaepernick over Cutler
because he wants to win. That's the thing.
Oh well, I want to win, but I'm not an NFL caliber quarterback.
No, but he wants to win. It's different.
No,
Kaepernick
Kaepernick
got really lucky and made some really he made some really good decisions because people did not know how to defend him. But once they found out how to defend him,
he tore up Green Bay though. He's a Green Bay.
Right, he did. Yes, and I've thought about this. Does Alex Smith win that game? Probably not.
No.
Yeah, we don't know. But at that time, they didn't know how to cover.
But now they have the defense. Exactly, like any defensive coordinator has. It just say, okay, cool. Let's just take anything. Like after that, he was getting. All of his throws were going like 5 yards short or 5 yards over. Like,
well, they know how to play him now. Like same thing with RG3. It was the whole spread offense, the whole
Right, it was the play action read and all that.
Yeah, I don't want RG3 either. Like
no, I don't want RG3 either. But the thing about Kaepernick though, I feel like he wants it more than Jay Cutler.
I'd rather get Kurt Warner right now, as him out of shape. I would rather have Kurt Warner.
I'd rather have Kurt Warner than Jay Cutler.
Ooh, wow.
No, I'm gonna say no.
You're wild.
I'm gonna disagree with both of those.
Because
No.
I'll take Jay Cutler.
Kurt Warner over Kaepernick, but still Cutler on top. I'm just saying.
I'll take Kaepernick right now, fresh, still in the NFL rather than Kurt Warner, who's been an analyst for the last year.
They're paying Jay Cutler $10 million this year.
That's not much for a starting quarterback.
Question. What do you think Kaepernick will be asking for? That's the thing. Like
around that area. $10 million.
Oh, exactly. That's the thing. I wouldn't. Yeah, dude.
For your backup quarterback, that's what you'd be paying your backup quarterback.
There's a big difference. For like, I would.
Tampa paid their backup quarterback.
Who?
Tampa paid their backup quarterback.
They didn't. He went to Chicago.
No, they paid him.
No.
Look it up.
Yeah, no, he just signed that stupid ass contract by Chicago.
Hey man, we'll talk about NFC, but I think Jameis, I was very impressed with his first year, but I think I'm very excited to see what has happened in the second.
No, this is third.
Sorry, third. Yeah, I think he was good. He was a very good leader. He was a very good leader, even surprisingly.
We got to save this for
yeah, exactly.
The
next podcast. Right. That's NFC.
Crabs legs aside.
Okay.
Oh, he did move. Yeah, but they offered him a lot of money.
Yeah,
They signed Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, they're not overpaying their backup.
They offered him something big though.
I don't think so. They have Jameis. They don't need to pay their backup the same as a starting caliber quarterback.
I do love the internet though. Like honestly, remember back in the day, if we were like fighting about things and there was no internet, you'd be like, "Oh well, cool, we'll disagree." I'm like, "Nah." I'm like, but also that's bad because like whenever I'm dating someone, they try to tell me something like, "Oh no, we're gonna Google." They're like, "Why do you do that?" I'm like, "No, we're Googling this." Like
right, and it can lead to some.
They offered Mike Glennon.
That's why I'm single. That's why I'm usually single. Always single normally.
Bucks offer to make Glennon highest paid backup quarterback in the NFL.
But what does that mean? What is the highest paid quarterback in the NFL? Backup quarterback. What is that?
Let's see.
Is that $5 mil, $7 mil, $10 mil?
$8 million per season. So he's making $2 million less than Jay Cutler that's going to start because Ryan Tannehill's hurt.
Yeah, I wouldn't have made that offer myself.
Obviously
but they
Tampa
did. So Tampa did. So
yeah.
Okay, it's not too far off for a backup, but that's still
That's
a lot for a backup.
That's a lot for a backup.
Hey man, I wanna my goal in life is to be like a 4-string backup something. Like I'm never gonna play, but I'll be there sitting on that bench, just hanging out. Be like, oh yeah, I'm an NFL player.
I did that on my way to a championship. So.
Oh, actually, no, I would have never done that. Sorry, actually.
But that's high school.
Yeah, I was just a starter, I'm saying.
I mean, yeah.
I'm just an athlete. I don't know about you, but I was an athlete.
Ooh.
In Madeira, bro. Madeira.
Strathmore is literally like a third of the size, and you guys all
marry your cousins.
But Laura, you got no playing time in Strathmore.
Yeah, bro. No playing in Strathmore. You guys Division 7?
We were competitive.
You guys played was it 8-man flag football league?
No, we were
no,
solid.
our team was terrible.
No, we were pretty solid.
Yeah, our team was terrible.
All right, guys, this concludes our second podcast of the day.
First
podcast 1A, 1B. I don't know.
Yeah. Look, guys, we have a podcast before this, but we're a little uptight. We'll see what we upload.
I don't know. We're drinking more whiskey next time.
Shout out to Dre, the original Scam. Shout out to all of our sponsors, which is nobody. If you want to sponsor our podcast, go ahead and hit us up on our Gmail account at scamspodcast@gmail.com. That's scamspodcast@gmail.com. And anybody else want to?
Or actually, I'm gonna throw this out there for our dozen listeners. If you have a story or a topic that you think we should cover, email it in. And we'll get to it. Or a story. Maybe you just got a story you want to share with us.
If you have relationship problems, obviously,
we go down those roads.
Yeah. You can't say that we're actually going to give you good advice.
No,
we'll give
not
you
at
entertaining
all.
advice.
Laura has been single and homosexual since he was born. I've been single for the past 5 years, and then Duhan's a serial
relationship.
I don't get in relationships a lot. What do you mean?
White woman vandalizer.
Oh wow! I mean.
And
I put that on business card.
Just to clear up, I haven't been single my whole life, but it has been a while, and I'm not homosexual. Just to.
So he's single. He's single, ladies. There are 2 ladies that are listening to this.
Just to clear the air.
His limit is as long as you have a full set of teeth. Actually,
you can have a
as long as you have 12 teeth. and
Preferably at least.
And a penis. You'll be good.
No.
12 teeth.
And a penis.
And
maybe even some wick.
Uh-huh.
He's there.
All right, guys. Well, this concludes our second podcast, or our first, whatever we decide to do. And thank you for listening.
Peace.
See ya.